always silk money, always got 4 watches, baby, always know your time is.
And that's Lord Linko, aka Loving Ball.
Cyrec.
You know, Divine Counsel, you know, Dirtbag Shorty Boys do better stop bitching. Free my nigga Carver.
Carver is smooth.
They shout out Icy Twat too, man.
Where is Icy Twat? Why isn't he here right now?
Icy Twat couldn't get his passport in time, so it was a situation that.
We're happy to have you guys.
Like,
But for those who don't know, can you guys describe your sound in 5 words?
2 words. Audio pastel.
Audio pastel. That's the Divine Counsel genre. We're the only ones with that genre. We created our own genre because we didn't know what to call it. So we created our own genre and called it audio pastel.
I mean, I'm noticing a lot that you guys are mentioning how much Erykah Badu inspires you. And you know, what I find interesting is that Erykah comes from the whole neo-soul movement. And that was only created because they didn't know how to classify her, Maxwell, D'Angelo, and, you know, all those artists. So what do you guys feel is the future of, you know, genres in music?
It's gonna be sounds, you know what I'm saying? Differentiation between sounds instead of genres.
You guys give me a real 90s vibe, like your aesthetic is very 90s. Can we create a starter pack right now? Like, what epitomizes the 90s for you? Like, besides the Tommy Hilfiger bra, what is the kit?
Sergio Tacchini jackets, Sergio Tacchini windbreakers, Doc Martin boots. The films. The films, I love 90s films.
Yeah.
Those are my, 90s black films are my favorite films. Like, those are like stuff like How to Be a Player and Mo Money and, you know what I'm saying? Like, just stuff like really old, classic black hip-hop feel films like A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, like shit like that. Like, I really fuck with movies like that. Like, I love that shit. Like, that's one of the things that puts me in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Is watching movies like that.
So you tweeted recently that you were trying to smoke 50,000 backwoods. How's that going?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely feel like I'm close to that, but this year.
What are you at right now? How many blunts have you smoked since the beginning of the year?
I could say probably where I am right now, I probably smoke 1,000.
I got a few more. I mean, you might want to start rolling one up now. I'm trying to help you get to 50K. Okay? So, you know, go ahead, roll one of those up. And tell me a bit about your creative process.
The whole creative process is we just be wilding. We'll just get high as fuck. And then they'll get to that point where one of us will be like, well, I'm about to go lay this shit down. I'm like, for sure. And then we'll lay it down.
It's natural.
It legit just happens. It'll be times where we'll already have stuff that we'll have that we just want to just hop straight into it and just work on. Sometimes we'll sit there and just create a whole new song, just like with Dirtbags in Distress, you know what I'm saying, that just happened. You know what I'm saying?
So, collectives have been a huge part of hip hop and rap since the beginning of music. Can you guys tell me from 1 to 5 who are your favorite collectives?
Jodeci.
Jodeci.
Man, Our Future, yo. There would be no Divine Counsel if there was no Our Future.
If there was no OF, there would be no DC.
Yeah.
So I have one more question for you guys because it really bugs me. You guys mentioned in one of the interviews that I watched that you didn't start getting local love until you really started popping on the internet.
Yeah.
And I feel like being from Toronto, we call ourselves the screw-face capital, and nobody shows you love until the rest of the world fucks with you.
Yeah.
So why do you think Richmond in particular is like that?
Well, Richmond don't like our type of music. Like a lot of niggas, I'll see a lot of niggas sit there and say, well, why won't Divine Counsel represent Richmond? Well, because y'all don't want us to. Richmond legitimately doesn't want Divine Counsel to represent them. The type of music we make is different from the type of music that Richmond loves. Richmond is used to Boosie and Gotti and Gucci and Jeezy and shit like that. We ain't making that shit. So it's they want that they want that shit. They want that trap shit for real. I ain't about to get into
Also, one thing about Richmond is a very hate-fueled place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
They don't
hate
like
is a very general statement. So like when somebody see you doing good, they don't want you to do good. So they like fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they will legit hate on you because you're doing better than them. Like it's a lot of people who say, okay, like stuff like that happens, but it'll legit be a nigga sitting there saying, yo, he's dead ass doing better than me. I don't like that shit.
And that's a bad ass
Yeah.
habit. Speaking of bad habits, what are your bad habits?
Man, my bad habits is smoking, man. Man,
This is my only
Yeah.
That's
vice.
it right there. That's it.
man.
Smoking weed is my only vice. Smoking weed and light-skinned bitches. I'll put some pack over some pussy any day. That's me. I'll put some weed over some pussy any day.
How could you? What do you mean?
How could I not? I was hitting this weed way before I was hitting some pussy. I remember I got in an argument with my shorty about that shit. I was like, you know, I'm putting this pack over your pussy, right? And she was like, wow, really? I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I even said it in Dick and the Dope. My shorty swear I'm a dope fiend because I'd rather smoke dope than give strokings. Like, I'm dead ass. I'm dead
Is
ass.
she still with you?
Nah, hell no.
So, guys, since we're undisposable, I need you to tell me a couple things you can't live without.
I can't live without water. I can't live without good food, experiences,
Occasional good
and
neck.
Yeah, that ass.
occasional good neck and pussy. You know what I'm saying? On some real shit.
So happy having you guys here. You guys are performing later here at the Velvet Underground. Show starts at 7. I'm ready for it. I'm about to jump in the mosh pit. You guys are gonna see me in the middle.
All right, I'm gonna see you in that zone. My dad's be looking out for you.
Alright.
This shit's gonna be live, so I'm excited.
Sick. Alright, y'all. That was Divine Council. Thanks for tuning in.
Facts, bro.